long time no see. Very sorry about that. I've just been trying to get through. I have a Q&A that I started filming a while ago and then I never finished it, so that's what this is. Is that glare on my glasses really annoying? Oh, someone has just started doing building work. Also like 1,000,000 degrees in here right now with all the doors closed, but I really wanted to wear this hoodie because it's so comfortable, and it's taken me 22 years of my life to just own a black hoodie. So yeah, I asked on Instagram for a few questions on the 25th of May. It is the 4th of July today, but they were really good questions. First question, how do you make sure you're looking after yourself while also giving time to your work? I've literally, as of like the week just gone, it's Monday today, so like last week, figured this out. This is how long it's taken me, because I think trying to find that balance is absolutely impossible, and I've always struggled with prioritising, but I guess not in the right sense, as in I become like absolutely fixated on one specific thing or goal, and then I struggle to even do the other things in my life. For example, my biggest things, I guess, are like health, fitness and work. If I'm particularly focused on the gym, I won't want to leave. Like I just want to get there every day and do that and nothing else, but obviously I've got to work, and I guess it's just finding that balance. And I think I got a new planner recently, and that's really helped just to write my to-do list and focus on specific tasks, but also I've always said this, but like this to-do list has to be attainable and has to be what you can actually get done today. So don't keep listing all the things you've got to do for the week. We're talking about today. You can have a separate one for the week, but just choose a selected few tasks to sort today. Just make sure the things that you can like easily tick off so you feel good about it. I always do that. I always, if I get back from the gym and I'm writing my to-do list, the first thing I put on the to-do list is gym, so I can just tick it off, and then I feel like I've already accomplished something. And also finishing work at a reasonable hour, because I can control my like time and my hours. I find myself sometimes finishing work way later into the evening, whereas all of last week I was done with work by 6 or 7, and it was incredible. Like I know this is so normal to some people, but I'm just blown away. I had the whole evening every night to do what I wanted to do, mainly Love Island, and then I also had the weekend off, and I am feeling so refreshed. Like it's just insane to me. Like I had like a little holiday essentially at the end of the week, and then every night, like it's just crazy. So when you finally like hack that kind of balance, I think that's when you really start to look after yourself. But as I say, I've literally only just learned how to do that. So yeah. How do you manage all your clients and working for an agency? It's kind of tough, to be honest. I've recently, in terms of my own personal clients that I got from freelancing, I don't really work with too many of them anymore. I always go back and do little jobs and stuff if they need anything. But I'm mainly working for the agency now, and that in itself has a lot of clients to manage, and something that I'm only just kind of getting to grips with. I don't know whether to talk about this on here or not, but I kind of sometimes feel like a bit of a fraud, because I absolutely love my job more than anything, and I wish I could express that to you so you could just, like, honestly, it's just the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I started out here as a freelancer, and now to no longer be a freelancer, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've done something wrong by going and working for an agency who is incredible. Like, they are incredible. And they're very different from your typical kind of like 9-to-5 job. It isn't even a 9-to-5 job. I work whenever, and I don't know, I'm still working from home. It feels like exactly the same, except there are many more benefits. Like, the work is consistent. I know I'm doing 40 hours a week, regardless of what happens in that week. I know I get paid for those hours, regardless of anything, whereas before it was a lot more stressful. So sorry, what was the question? I always get really defensive when I start talking about stuff like that, and I don't know why. You can tell me what you think if you want to. But yeah, in terms of managing them all, I have a calendar for the month, and then that's how I know what week I'm prioritising certain clients. For example, this week is report week, so I'm going through and generating all the reports for the different clients, and then in 2 weeks' time is when I do the certain content ideation for a certain set of clients, and then it kind of like goes around like that, and I know each week where I should be up to, and I found that's the easy way to do it, like looking at the month as a whole rather than looking at it day by day. How do you deal with imposter syndrome? I get asked this so many times. It is such a difficult question, but I would like to start by saying, if you have imposter syndrome, I almost admire that. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And if you don't, and you that's like good for you, that's great as well. This is a really controversial thing to say. If you feel kind of like you're not good enough, I absolutely do not want that for you, and I want us to overcome that. And I've always said to fake it till you make it, but I think some people take that a little too literally, And some people, it's become kind of trendy to be in this industry, I think. And I think some people who think it's just posting on social media like make their way into this industry and sell people false promises, and they don't have imposter syndrome despite being somewhat an imposter. So if you do have it, I kind of think it's kind of nice that you care. I think that's what that shows. You don't want to be a fraud. You don't want to waste people's time or money or anything. Like, let's step away from that. You don't need to be feeling like that at all. The one thing I think helps is that this client of yours, the likelihood is you know far more than they do about whatever it is that you're offering, which is why they've come to you. You only need to know a little bit more than them for you to be genuine at what you do. I think as you progress in your career and you start to see that your tactics are working and people are giving you good feedback, then I think you'll see that you have every right to be where you are today. You have every right, and you've worked hard to get where you are. I admire you in a way. If it's getting you down, I admire you for caring so much, because I think sometimes that can be rare in this industry. That's what I'm trying to say. So how do I deal with it? I think just by being confident in the fact that I know that I know what I'm doing, and I know that I know what I'm talking about, and I know that I know more than my clients, which is why they are here. And that makes me not an imposter. And I know in myself, I'd never rip someone off, and I'd never ask yourself that. Are you scamming people? Because if the answer is no, then you're alright. Do you do your taxes by yourself? How do you do it? If not, who does? Yeah, I do it by myself. I think, firstly, regardless of how much money you're making, and if you think you're not making enough or whatever, you need to start doing some bookkeeping. So just create yourself a spreadsheet, talking through your each thing that happens each month. So that's your income and your expenses. Expenses being like kind of business expenses. I am absolutely not qualified to talk about this. So whether or not I should do a video on it, I don't know, because I really don't want to get anyone in trouble or give any false information. But I did just figure out on my own. I think the hardest thing is when you are filling out the self-assessment for your tax the first time. The amount of questions they ask and you don't know what any of it means, it's very overwhelming. But I'm about to do my tax again, so maybe I could film that. I don't know if that's like illegal or not. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I do it myself because I like to keep an eye on everything. I don't want to miss anything out because it's all very serious. And there are some good business expenses that you can write off. I believe that you can, if you work from home, you can, wherever you work. Okay. This is a 2-bedroom place with a living room, so it's a 3-room place because bathrooms don't count. And I work in one of those rooms, my bedroom/office. So because of that space, I get to write off 1/3 of my rent and my utilities that are like Wi-Fi and electricity, I believe, but not water. I can't quite remember which way around it is. But yeah, I get to write off basically like 1/3 of my living because I work from home. So there are some things like that I think are important to know. But yeah, I do it myself. I am looking to talk to an accountant shortly because I'm in a really awkward position where I work from home. I still have some freelance work, but then I also work for an agency in America, so I get paid kind of still as a freelancer. So I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. Start making a spreadsheet because it takes a long time to go back and look through all your expenses and figure out what's going on. I've talked for way too long, so I'm going to speed through some questions. What's your favourite app? Love your work. Thank you. My favourite app is probably, if you mean social media app, then I would I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Instagram at the moment, but it is a bit of an OG, so. And I love scrolling on TikTok. In my downtime, TikTok is where I spend all of my time, but I am obsessed from a work point of view, I think, with Pinterest at the moment, because the CPR is so cheap and because I just think it's really entertaining, it's really easy to use, so maybe Pinterest. And in terms of my favourite like work app, like helpful thing, it's gotta be Lightroom. I love Lightroom so much. How do you feel about all the IG changes? I get it. I get that they've got to keep up with how everything's changing, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't believe that every single app has to be the same. Like, I like that Instagram was a photo sharing platform primarily, and I like that TikTok was for video, because still to this day, if I want to watch short form videos, I go to TikTok. I have never ever sat and opened Instagram Reels to just scroll, and like, I've never ever. And Reels, I feel like, are so behind. If you're on about trends and stuff, you see it on TikTok straight away, you see it on Reels a week later. So I think, I don't love that still. I absolutely hate. Let me just, oh goodness, I've not had it on mine, but I saw that they were trialing the full kind of like the motion on TikTok where you scroll and it kind of the whole screen goes. They were trying that on Instagram and I hate it. That's the worst one yet. I hate it. So I'm hoping that doesn't stick. But I get it. You know, Adam's doing his best. I get it. How do you feel about the word influencer versus content creator? I think content creator is becoming like influencer, where it gets so overused by so many people that it's starting to become that, like, it gives me kind of like, you know, makes me feel like that. But I still use it, and I prefer it to influencer because I think to claim to be an influencer can be quite a bold statement. To say that you are personally influencing people, because I think everyone in a way is an influencer. Whatever you do online influences somebody, whoever's scrolling, literally whatever it is. Even if you don't think you're in that industry or whatever, you are influenced by what you're looking at online. But I think content creator works really well because regardless of whether you're promoting things or you're just going about your everyday life, you are creating content. So I think that works perfectly. So I prefer that term. Did you know that you always wanted to do marketing? Absolutely not. It was only in like the lockdown or maybe university where I even figured out from Natasha James that it was even a thing. Like I always knew that my dream job from a really young age was I wanted to sit in Starbucks on my laptop. But that was all I knew. And I still, that means so much to me sometimes thinking about it. I know it's such a stupid thing, a tiny thing, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. And when I got into music, I thought that was music journalism. And then I loved journalism in university, but then it just kind of, I don't know, I didn't like university and I didn't like doing music anymore. And that's where this all came about. So no, but a little bit maybe deep down. What's your favourite part about your job? Honestly, I have to say the flexibility. It's 12 o'clock now, which I guess is kind of lunchtime, but I'm start filming this video after I've been to the gym today. I've tidied my whole house and got in a few hours of work, and I get to work from home and I get to work from Costa and I get to kind of, I don't know, I love the freedom, the flexibility. I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks and I get to work from Tarragona, my favourite place, and it's just like, it's just great. It's just so practical. What does a day in your life look like? Easy. I started filming a 30-day kind of project thingy, and then I realised literally every day is the same, so there's no point in me showing you really. But I get up, I don't have this glamorous morning routine whatsoever. It's get out of bed, get in my gym clothes, get my pre-workout in, get to the gym, come back, go down to Costa, and I sit and work there for the majority of the day. To be honest, I really like it in there because it gets pretty lonely sat up here on your own every day. And then I come back up, and I don't usually take a lunch break in the middle of the day, but if I want to, I can, obviously, because you're allowed to have lunch. And then I always come back up here for meetings and stuff, and then yeah, that's kind of my typical work day, and that usually involves scheduling and content ideation and a lot of influencer stuff at the moment. I'm quite enjoying the influencer stuff. And then at the end of the day, as of now, I finish work at like 6, 7 and I'll have some dinner, and then I've been watching Station 19 at the moment. If you've watched it, please, I don't know anyone who's watched it and I've no one to talk to about it. I'm like midway through season 3, so you know where I'm up to. And I've watched Grey's Anatomy, like all of that, and that's obviously amazing. But if you've watched Station 19, please let me know because I really want to talk to someone about it. Have you ever had to deal with rude, annoying clients? I have. Quite a lot, actually. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to stay professional sometimes. Or not professional, but I can feel myself in emails like moving towards a bit of like a snappy tone. But I just think it's just not worth it at the end of the day. And I was really lucky to get to a point where I could kind of stop working with certain people that didn't make me happy and didn't make me feel that like added to my stress each day. And that was such a big moment for me that it felt kind of almost like I've made it moment, because I was happy enough with where I am to start refusing work, sort of. That was such a weird turning point for me. But yeah, it's just about staying level-headed and maybe usually trying to like kind of see it from their point of view, because I honestly would find it so difficult to hand over my socials to someone and just let them, like I could never do that personally, because I like to be in control. So I guess I get that it could be difficult for them from that point of view. Phone versus laptop for editing. I hate using my phone for anything other than just scrolling at the end of the day. I hate being on my phone. I have this 16-inch MacBook, which I know isn't like crazy, like it's not like a TV or anything, but to go from that to this, I can't stand it. So absolutely laptop all the way. Okay, that was all the questions I have for you today. I love these sit down videos because they're obviously very easy to film, and I like answering questions and I like talking because, as I've said, I'm just sat here on my own a lot of the time, so it's good to let it out. But yeah, that's where we're at. I do say this every single video, but I want to be making more of these. I want to be doing at least one a week. I recently just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is like a crazy milestone for me. Like, thank you so much for that. But because I've not posted anything, my watch hours are so down, and I said this year I really wanted to get monetized, and not for the money, just for the achievement of it. Like that would be so cool for me. So I'm gonna keep creating stuff. Let me know what you want to see and I will make it for you. I'd like to do a proper kind of day in the life video one day, but where I actually show you what I'm doing at work, because a lot of people don't really show you the stuff that they're doing, and I get because of like confidentiality and stuff, but there's some stuff you can see. So I'd like to do that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying the lovely summer weather if you're in the UK. As I'm saying that, it's probably not going to last much longer though. But yeah, have a wonderful day and I'll see you soon.